Bonnicks West Indian Grocery was one of the most talked about and viral grocery stores, Jamaican grocery stores, I should say, in all of North America. But behind all the social media success and all the celebrities, this store was a complete disaster. And we'll get into all of that. Welcome back to the next episode of Tata Things podcast. And we're going to be talking, like I said, about Bonnicks West Indian Grocery, which I actually went to many, many times. And we'll get into my experience later on into the podcast. But I want to give you guys a backstory of the store. So it opened in, I think, September of 2020, right? And there was a lot of hype with this grocery store. She has links to her niche, and I don't know how she does, how she got that. But I heard she owned businesses in the past, and when she opened this grocery store, there was always some celebrity there. If it was an Auntie Donna, there was Ding Dong there. She would have Ramesh, I believe, come one time. I don't know for sure, but she would always talk to him on live. She had Jada Kingdom one time. She cooked for her, and this was pretty recent, not too long ago. Or I don't know if she cooked for her, but she came to her stall, right? So she had always celebrity, and it was always trending on TikTok.
Nobody can bring me down. Nobody. Alright, so everything I say is from Bonnicks. I think it's a new West Indian grocery store.
Thank you. I made it to Bonnicks.
You will see people make TikTok videos about it because she sold things that was not very accessible. Like in all of Canada, you wouldn't see these stuff. Now, surprisingly, you actually see it. But before COVID, you've never seen these drinks. She had them. You never seen these snacks. She had them. At Tribio's Food, we sell Tasty Patty and Prestige Donut, bag juice, box juice, cool kids, all those things. She had them. So I was always traveling from Durham, where I live, all the way to the west, and everybody knew that it was Bonnicks that had them. I don't want to say first because before her I never seen nobody with them, but she was the first I seen them with, and everybody knew that it was her that it would come from, right? So she was being very talked about. Her store was very popular. But after a little bit, some stuff started to go wrong. Tribio's Food, the number one box food in the GTA, located in the east with prices you won't believe. Small soup, $3. Jerk chicken, $6. And a small oxtail, $8.50 on certain days only. We cater weddings, funerals, birthday parties, baby showers, and much, much more. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Tribio's Food or call 416-554-5028. So I want to get into my experience now because, like I said, I used to go there many times and buy bag juice and box juice and snacks that I would sell with the kids combos and all these things I would get from her. And after a while, I would realize that the drinks were spoiled. And I'm not just talking about a day or two past the expiry date. I'm talking about like years. And when I say, you guys will think I'm exaggerating, I wish I have some of the pictures on. And if I do, I'm gonna put it up. When I tell you, it was like I bought a case of Crown Water one time. I was planning for Carabana. You guys know I was selling at Carabana. 200 drinks I bought. And out of the 275 or 80 of them was completely rotten and couldn't sell. And people would ask me, my bro would ask me, why don't you check? Because you know the drinks them are rotten. Because he went and bought a drink from there one time and the drink sour. Sour. It was so gross. So everybody was saying, you have to be more cautious when you go there. And I say, but I really fuck with her story. Maybe it was just an accident. It probably just stayed on the shelf too long. She never realized. But when I looked at the expiry date to see that it expired from 2021 and we're in 2023, that's crazy. Or 2022, I should say. Excuse me. I'm not going to be wicked and lie. But as a business owner, you have to make sure the stuff that you're selling is not expired. Because when people are picking up cases of water, nobody's not expecting them to be expire. And when I say water, I'm not talking about water, guys. I'm talking about the crown water or the ones that we sell at Tree Bills if you're a follower, and they'll be rotten. But it wasn't just me that was facing this problem. Everybody was facing this problem. And not just was the food rotten and the drinks rotten and the snacks starting to be rotten, but meat was rotten, patty was rotten, and everybody would complain about her attitude. And when I say her, I'm talking about the owner of the store, Jodian. So it's crazy. easy, 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 how good of a store it was. And then to hear the reviews and see the reviews that were coming out about the store. If you go onto Google and search up Bonnicks, it says temporary closed now, but look through the reviews. People are complaining left and right about if it's not her attitude. They're complaining that the drinks are rotten. And when I decided to look and see, I said, oh shit, it's not just me. There's other people that are experiencing this same thing. Not just that. A lot of people were complaining and saying that she was not paying her employees. And would say that when you go into the store, that the employees just have such a rotten look on their face. And once again, when I went there, I don't know if because she knew me off TikTok or she's seen that I'm Tree Bills, but I've never experienced discrimination. I never experienced attitude. At first, I never had no rotten drinks when I even like there was nothing that was wrong. That's why I kept going there. Even after I started to buy some drinks that were rotten, I gave forgiveness because I said, it probably could have happened. Because when I tell you I fucked with that store, I really did. There was truly no other store like it. But when it came to those things and the vegetable quality and the meat quality and the prices for some of these things, it was completely outrageous. And people would say, never go there to grocery shop, but go there to buy snacks because it doesn't make sense. Those prices, it don't make no sense. Go to Danford, go to all those other Jamaican grocery stores that will sell you meat that are better quality and at a better price. But then, not too long ago, I would say about in the ending of this summer after Caravana. Caravana was August. That was the last time I bought a whole bunch of supplies from her. I realized that the store disappeared. I want to read you guys some of the reviews that's going to talk about the store status, the employees, and it's going to talk about how the store just disappeared because this was such a shock to everybody. So when I tell you guys that there are hundreds of these reviews, like there's so much that you have to just look through it yourself. I'm just gonna read some that I screenshotted and put it up on the screen so you guys can also see. One person named Adrian Spence, and these are real people. Don't think that these are fake people. These are actual people because I can relate to these reviews. Anyway, it says I placed an order online in April 2021. It's now January 2023, and I do not have my order or a refund. Each time I call her, there's a different excuse, but that only goes so far. Jody, the owner, is nothing but a thief and should not be in business. Avoid at all cost. And next person, well, I can't pronounce this name. I believe this is an African person. Says owner Jody was very rude and unprofessional. Shop elsewhere like Starfish, which is just down the road. That big yellow one on Jane there. When you come up Jane, yeah, right where she's singing here. Anyway, she said just up the street. There's one at Jane and Lawrence and another at Weston Road. Most items at Bonnicks are also expired. Will never spend my hard-working dollars here anymore. Period. Please mark my words. This grocery store is very ghetto and the cashier is rude with no smile and greetings. I witnessed the order try to fight a customer a few months ago. It was terrible. A next person named Timothy Johnson said the store is now closed down. They left it filled with rotten meat that stunk out the street. The original review. Selling food that is over a year expired. I bought food that was 1 year and 3 months out of date. When I went to the shelf, all the peanut butter was out of the Nutella was over a year out of date. I called the lady over and thought she would be removing them. Instead, she turned them around so that the labels were in the back. So blah 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 blah. And when I tell you guys that it is true, I'm gonna cut this man off here because I even got a drink one time. And the alcohol, they use rubbing alcohol to rub off the expiry date. Because I said, how does drink taste so sour, though? This drink is not supposed to taste sour. And when I'm looking for expiry date, because I remember what, I started to look and see these reviews. Why the hell was there no expiry date? Why was there no expiry date? It looked like they used alcohol and rub it off. Anyway, I just heard those reviews that I was reading, right? And you guys can get kind of an overall idea of what it is that people were complaining about, what I started to complain about, and what caused the store to close. There was also a time where police locked down the store due to something with hygiene. I don't know if the meat them weren't being fresh, and I'm gonna say allegedly because I didn't see this happen. but I did hear that this happened. I also work in the industry and deal with many grocery stores. I even had a contract one time to supply the grocery store with some of my cooking, right? So me and the businesses, we talk. Um and I was supposed to be catering for a few events, a few concerts, but I turned them down. But even when talking to the promoters, they know about who she is. They will tell me about how she messed up the industry and people don't want to bring stuff from Jamaica no more to the airports because everybody she owes in Jamaica. So the people in Jamaica don't want to deal with Canadian that sell at grocery store because they don't know what they might deal with. And I never knew that it was that bad. That if a lady that lived about 7 cities down from where her grocery store is knows about her and was telling me about her stuff without me asking, because she knew, like I said, when people see me with those things, they most likely knew that it was her that was getting them from. If it wasn't straight from Jamaica, it would be both. But other than that, like I said, when my link got mashed up in Jamaica, it was her who I started to go to. So people knew and people would talk. And the store just disappeared one day. It just disappeared. But she came with a new store to everybody's surprise. And it was named Bonic's Jerk, I believe. On Western Road still, I believe. But a little more up the road. Now, once again, this was viral all over TikTok. People wanted to go, people wanted to see. I never seen much celebrities like I did with the grocery store. But it just it was kind of like, what happened to your grocery store? The grocery store just disappeared and you have a restaurant, but what happened to, you know what I mean? And many people were asking that. People all over were asking, what the hell happened to the store? you know um Thank God I never went all the way down there to go buy something again. But like I said, it was after Caravana I realized that her page changed. I couldn't find that one no more under the other name to go see no updates because it wasn't there. It was Bonic Jerk. And what she did was that she was it was operating as a restaurant, and it was, I guess, going good until it closed. Now, at this point I had to really wonder what this lady was doing, and if she was doing and because how is this possible that you open a grocery store, the grocery store goes for about 3 years, then it just lock. Then you open a restaurant for 9 solid months, it seems like, and then the restaurant just closed. There was even a video of a man who posted it, and we found out the reason why.
DJ Las Vegas reporting live for GTV News. So me and Gutsy decided we was hungry. We was out here in the nice streets of, what is this, Dundas Street West or East? One of these spots by Claremont. We saw a really good Jamaican spot on TikTok. Shout out to Marv TV. They came to Bonnicks. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to try Bonnicks too. Unfortunately, they haven't paid the rent, and we cannot get no Bonnicks today. It appears that the landlord said that I'm not going to say his name, forget about that. The landlord said, you know what, these guys never paid their bread. You guys are out of here right before Christmas. It has the date and everything. It's on the walls. They posted it. They locked them out of the system, as you can see. You can see the turntables are still there. You can see the seasoning is still in the back. You can see there's one right here on this desk. Scotch bonnet, never put away. It was a horror. I can't even explain it into words. I really want to try this jerk chicken. The locals are even saying, like, it's only $4,000. What happened? They were upset too, just like we are. But that's what's happening in the world of Toronto and Dundas and Claremont. Bonnicks closed down. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to eat. I don't know. But anyways, we're going to go find another food spot. Probably Chica's. I'm sure they're not closed down. This your boy, DJ Las Vegas. Gutsy behind the cams. We out of here, man. GTV News, bro. Damn, Bonnicks.
So imagine that you know the embarrassment that I would have, you know, that I had my restaurant and within less than a year it closed. And before that I had a grocery store and it closed. And before that there was a nail store. And from what I've heard, the nail store never run good and it closed. Now, like I said, I had respect for this lady. I admired her because she was a hardworking lady. There was nobody doing what she was doing. Nobody. I don't care if you guys want to say the food was rotten. I don't care if you guys say she was rude. She was supplying something that was not there. that nobody was doing. And if they were doing it, they weren't doing it like she was. She knew how to engage with nowadays time people. She knew how to make people want to come to the store. And she knew how marketing worked. And that's what I admired. But at the same time, you know, the embarrassment that I would feel if people were supposed to admire me like that, and then this is what we find out happened, and everybody in the industry is talking about it, and everybody's going around saying all these things. So she came up with a live stream in response, because like I said, everybody wanted to know. There was never no explanation other than that little video I posted. But at the same time, it was like, what happened? You were in Dubai all the time. You were in all these countries, Florida, Jamaica. Well, Florida's not a country, but you know what I mean. And if we all thought that she was financially well, huge house, many car, big Porsche. So what caused both of the store them to lock? It was confusing everybody. Nobody never knew. Everybody was lost. So I'm gonna play you guys a live stream and I'll be right back.
Jody
Life out
Bonnicks
of me.
explains why she lost her grocery
Let's
store
elaborate
at
a little
Weston
bit.
Road.
Because I know a lot of you guys want to know, like, oh my gosh, what happened, and this and that, and the drama, and the, you know? But Bonnicks, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'm not. When Bonnicks closed, and this is me, like, I battled with so much stuff inside of me, right? When Bonnicks closed, literally, I felt like my life came to a sudden ending. Like, I understand now when they say mental health is serious, it's not a joke. I literally contemplated, I thought about hurting myself. I cried morning, noon, and night. But still, I was trying to be tough on the outside. Like, I didn't want nobody to know what I was going through. I didn't want to share with friends, family, nobody. Like, when they tell you, when you see celebrities and people really going through this shit, like, I went through it first-handed. Like, and that's the thing, I battled with it inside. So I think that's the most painful thing, when you can't let other people know. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like you're trying to keep it in, and then you break down. Like, I remember, like, I remember, like, times I have my kids in the car, I'm driving them to school, dropping them off, and I just wait for them to get out of the car to boo-hoo cry around the steering wheel. Like, cry my eyes out. And, like, there's plenty of times I'm like, damn, what's the fastest way out? Like, what's the fastest way to, like, just... And the reason why I'm, like, talking about it is because I think it's really serious. Like, I want people to know that it's like, don't ever be scared to hit rock bottom. And, like, Ramesh played such a major part in this for me, because I remember him saying to me, "Are you feeling?" And I'm like, "Friend, I'm failing. Like, I'm so disappointed. I'm failing." So I remember him saying, like, "Friend, you're gonna hit rock bottom." And when he told me that, I was like, I think it was like one of the scariest shit somebody ever said to me. I was like, what? He was like, you're gonna hit rock bottom. And when you hit rock bottom and you get to the bottom of the pool, I remember that was his exact analysis. He was like, jump off in the pool. And when you hit that rock bottom, stay down there and thread. And when you keep threading and threading and threading and threading, you have to come back up for air. And when you come back up for air, you're at the top. Bonnicks, right? When I opened Bonnicks was making, I can share this now with you guys because it's nothing. Like, Bonnicks was making 20 grand a day on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On a weekend, we busted down 35, 40,000 a day. So on weekly sales, I'm making like 100 and something grand, right? I think my problem though is like I think I got there too quick, right? If that makes sense. I got there a little bit too fast, too quick. So it's like I started seeing all this money. I started doing crazy shit, like whatever I felt like doing. If I woke up this morning and feel like going in, I want to take a flight, I'm going to take a flight. If I wanted to woke up this morning and just be like, fuck the store, I'm going to the mall, bust down a quick $20,000. I was doing it. So it's like I didn't make preparations for rainy days. I didn't think about like all the things that could possibly go wrong as a business person. I was really young from that. No say like when the bad mind did start kicking, and no say I start go through it with customs, that didn't make it no easier. Like I started going through it so bad. Like customs, I'm getting my load 40, 30, $50,000 worth of goods, and they holding on to it. By the time I get it, it's no good. It's garbage. You hear what I'm saying? So when I closed Bonnicks, I felt like it was one of the hardest. I felt like it was one of the hardest thing to do. I felt like it was one of the hardest things to do, but I had to do it. Number one, I had to get rid of some of the people that was around me. That's number one. Two, I think I needed a change in environment. And it was just, I don't know, it's crazy. But like I said, I had good friends who like coached me through it and was like, you're good? I'm like, yeah. Okay. Don't pay attention to nothing. Just do you. Listen, and when I tell you, I have seen everything. Like, I'm probably one of the most transparent business persons that y'all will probably ever meet or have ever met. I'm not scared. Like, there was sometimes that I would see people posting my mugshot. Bro, I've never been one to hide that. Like, ever. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I'll be the first one to tell you, baby. I think I was like...
You guys just heard that live stream, and I want to give you guys my final thoughts on this whole situation, right? You never know what a person is going through. And this is why this whole situation with this whole Bonnicks thing is the exact reason why you should not bad mind people. You will sit there and bad mind a lady because you think that she has her grocery store with celebrities passing through it every day. But when you actually go to the store, there's not a thing on the shelf. You would think that because you see her with the Porsche and the big house and all these things, you would never know that she was having suicidally thoughts. I'd rather be broke and walk up and down very happily and love my life than have Porsche big house grocery store. I want to kill myself. You have to know that there are, how should I say this? Don't bad mind people. That's the only thing I could see. Because the way people are living on social media is not how they're living in real life. I would have never thought that the stuff she said on the live was happening to her. But how could I? We don't know the lady. We just see the story, we see this, we see what we see on social media, and we kind of, run with it. The stuff that I would hear people say. I don't agree in dogging the lady. She did a good thing. She had a good run. Was it a disaster of a story? Yeah. But at least she tried. She gave it a good run. She did her stuff. She got the attention. Not all the time was the stuff rotten, but I feel like it became a little more than what she could have probably handled as it got so famous that, but I mean, if anybody who lives in Toronto that's listening to this podcast has shopped there before, let me know. Because like I said, I've been there many a time. And I will say 50% of the time was a bad experience, not because of attitude, but simply due to rotten things, which could have been partially my fault for not looking. But like I said, when you go to a store, do you pick up everything and look if it's not bread and milk, bread, egg, or milk? You don't look at the expiry date. So you're not gonna pick up a bottle of water or a bottle of juice and think that it's rotten for over a year. You know what I mean? But you guys let me know what you feel about this whole situation down below. And you already know, until next time, remember to use the promo codes throughout the videos. And I'll see you after on Todd the Things podcast. We're planning our event from now until the end of March. I have great news. Tree Bills Food is offering 30% off caterings and 15% off box food. Enter promo code MeHungry at the end of your order to receive the discount. Once again, the promo code is MeHungry, MIHUNGR, all caps.